The news presented by Iris Stewart. Good morning, Iris.
Good morning, Sophie.
The headlines.
Today weekends, but rough seas persist around Rodrigues. Voter registration exercise underway across Mauritius, Rodrigues and Agalega. Nearly 280,000 beneficiaries covered by social pension system, according to statistics. Government steps up action on food security challenges. Community Sports Festival set to unite 1,500 participants. Indian Coast Guard vessel strengthens maritime cooperation with Mauritius. In world news, deadly train collision shocks southern Spain. And in sports news, Senegal crowned AFCON champs with hard-fought victory over Morocco. Direction Rodrigues, where Tropical Storm Judai is weakening and moving away, and the cyclone warning was lifted as from 7 p.m. yesterday. This Monday morning, caution remains essential as Judai continues to bring unsettled weather and very rough seas. At 4 a.m., the storm was located about 170 kilometers south-southwest of the island and continues to move away towards the west-southwest. Air Mauritius has informed the public that flights to and from Rodrigues will be rescheduled as soon as weather conditions allow for safe operations. The airline's call center will contact passengers once updated flight schedules are confirmed. The 2026 voter registration exercise began on the 15th of January and will run until the 31st of January in Mauritius, Rodrigues and Agalega. More than 2,600 Electoral Commission officers are visiting neighborhoods across the island to register voters and update the electoral roll, a crucial exercise to ensure every citizen can vote in upcoming elections. More details with Santana Ponsonneau, voiced over by Anjali Siratan-Pulchan.
On the ground, officers are carrying out repeated visits to ensure that all registrations are properly recorded. The census mainly concerns people who have changed address, as well as young citizens who will turn 18 by 15 August 2026 and wish to exercise their right to vote. However, this door-to-door work is not always easy. Some doors remain closed, residents are absent or refuse to respond, and in certain households, the presence of dogs forces officers to leave without completing their task. These difficulties slow down the operation and often require follow-up visits. The Office of the Electoral Commissioner reminds the public that this registration exercise is strictly governed by law and aims solely to ensure that every eligible citizen can vote. Anyone who has not yet been visited is invited to call the free hotline 800 20 10 to verify that their name appears on the electoral register. Authorities stress the importance of public cooperation. A complete and accurate register is essential to guarantee a transparent electoral process and allow everyone to participate legally in upcoming elections.
Updated figures on social pensions in Mauritius have been released. Old age pensions, widows' pensions, disability pensions, and social allowances together concern nearly 280,000 beneficiaries nationwide. The data highlights both the scale of the social protection system and the growing financial burden linked to an aging population. Take a listen to more on this.
According to the latest data released by Statistics Mauritius for December 2025, the old age pension remains the country's main social benefit. It covers a total of 278,936 beneficiaries across the Republic of Mauritius, including 272,747 in Mauritius and 6,189 in Rodrigues. The majority of pensioners, 273,747 people aged between 60 and 89, receive a monthly pension of 15,000 rupees. Those aged 90 to 99, numbering 4,976, receive 22,710 rupees, while 213 centenarians and above receive 27,710 rupees per month. The widow's pension applies to 16,924 beneficiaries, while the disability pension covers 28,020 people, both set at 15,000 rupees per month. There are also 431 orphans receiving a pension and 9,595 beneficiaries of the voluntary retirement pension. As for the inmates' allowance, this is a specific benefit paid to retired and disabled persons who are currently incarcerated. Their old age or disability pension is suspended during detention and replaced by this allowance to cover essential needs in prison. In November 2025 alone, 576 beneficiaries received a total amount of nearly 890,000 rupees. Finally, supplementary social allowances benefit more than 340,000 elderly persons, while the social disability allowance supports 798 persons with disabilities and 97 children under the age of 18.
In response to rising food prices and challenges linked to food security, the Ministry of Agro-Industry is entering a new phase of action. A meeting held last week with senior officials focused on strengthening the implementation of government program priorities. More details with Shrina Apadu.
Every year, Mauritius spends nearly 65 billion rupees on food imports. This alarming figure places food security at the heart of national priorities. To address this, the Ministry of Agro-Industry is focusing on improved internal coordination and the mobilization of its human resources. However, data concerning access to land remains an obstacle to agricultural development. The collaboration between the Ministry of Agro-Industry and that of ICT is thus presented as a strategic lever. Information gathered from different departments will allow for the centralization of data and the assessment of the quality of arable land.
There is an AI unit that has been established which will work together with your ministry for us to be able to extract intelligence from information for policy definition. This will also support improved food security planning, better targeting of subsidies and incentives, and increased land productivity.
To strengthen local production and to sustainably address food security challenges, monthly meetings are planned between the various partners to evaluate progress.
And in local sporting community news, it was the kickoff yesterday for the Sir Abdul Razak Mohammed Memorial Community Sports Festival 2026, a large-scale community event bringing together 1,500 participants across several sporting disciplines. More on this in this report.
The Sir Abdul Razak Mohammed Memorial Community Sports Festival 2026 was launched this Sunday. The Vallée des Prêtres, Champs-de-Mons, Cité-Valégy, Saint-François, Rochebois, Cité-la-Cure and Saint-Croix football clubs participated. This sports festival will gather 1,500 participants across various disciplines, including swimming, table tennis and bowling. The goal is to help young people cope with social scourges. The Minister of Housing and Lands, who initiated this project, explains that other sports support initiatives will follow. Partnerships are being negotiated with the private sector. This community sports festival will take place over 8 dates during the next 3 months.
And in other news, the Indian Coast Guard offshore patrol vessel ICGS Sankalp docked in Port Louis Harbour on Saturday as part of a courtesy visit. The stopover forms part of strengthened maritime cooperation between India and Mauritius, particularly in training, operational exchanges and maritime security. Commissioned in 2008, the vessel measures 105 meters, weighs over 2,300 tons, and is equipped with modern surveillance systems and a helipad. The public was able to visit the vessel yesterday. And it's 9:09. You're listening to RM1 News. We move to international. A high-speed train derailed in southern Spain on Sunday, crossing onto the opposite track and colliding with an oncoming train. Authorities estimate more than 20 people were killed and around 100 injured. The evening service between Malaga and Madrid left the tracks and struck a train traveling from Madrid to Huelva, according to Spanish rail operator Adif. Rescue operations are ongoing with at least 73 injured passengers taken to 6 hospitals. Regional Civil Protection Chief Maria Belén Moya Rojas said the accident occurred in a hard-to-reach area. Local residents brought blankets and water to assist victims at the scene. And finally, in sports, Senegal are once again champions of Africa. The Lions of Teranga claimed their second Africa Cup of Nations title after defeating host nation Morocco 1-0 after extra time in a tense and controversial final. The match remained goalless for long stretches before late drama saw Morocco awarded with a highly disputed penalty following a VAR review. Brahim Diaz failed to convert. This Panenka attempt comfortably saved by Edouard Mendy. In extra time, Senegal found the breakthrough as Pape Gueye scored in the 94th minute. Despite sustained Moroccan pressure and a late effort hitting the crossbar, Senegal held on to lift the trophy. That's all from me this morning. Thanks so much for tuning in.